Well, Firas Elliott joins me from Paris to talk about PSG's impact. But before we hear from him, let's have a little recap of what he said way back in March after Barcelona's 6-1 humiliation of PSG.
Rejected the money, they brought all the megastars, but they do not believe in traditions. They do not believe in creating history by building youngsters, by building this generation. The day they start creating tradition in that team, the day they start bringing youngsters and creating a very serious youth center, not like the one they have today, that's the day where PSG will start thinking about conquering Europe. But as long as they're injecting money and just buying stars, PSG will never become a Champions League champion.
So, Firas, it was a summer of spending madness. They obviously didn't listen to you. Do you find it frustrating that PSG are choosing to go down this route and not investing in the youth?
Wow, I sound very angry, first of all.
You did. You didn't hold back.
In my defense, it was 6-1. Excuse me. Yeah. I had two scenarios in mind. I thought that they would go, like Manchester City and invest in the youth center and in the academy, or they would spend another 200 million euros. I had no idea they were going to spend €500 million. So what they're doing right now is something unpredicted. It's something that is like Brexit. Like, we can't see the outcome of this. No team has ever done this, So we're going to watch this closely. I had no idea they're going to buy all these players, and for this amount of money. I cannot say that this, investment will be a failure until we watch them in a couple of more games and a couple of more challenges. But it sounds crazy what they did. It was a lot of money that they spent, but with Neymar and the way they played against Metz, I'm keen to say that they might succeed. The way they played against Metz was amazing. The number of passes. It seems like Neymar is happier than ever. It's all he's been waiting for, to be the man, with the spotlight on him. The way he played. Mbappe seems to be enjoying his first game. 22 passes with Cavani, 32 passes with Neymar. So all three seemed very efficient. So I might take that back, but we have to watch their game against, Celtic today and Bayern Munich, and then we will decide what's going to become of PSG.
Okay, well, on the flip side, you have Monaco have done the opposite and invested in their youth. Can they repeat the success of last season, or was it just a fluke?
Well, when you invest in the youth, you have to keep them in the team. That's how you keep playing. That's how you win. That's how you create, a successful generation, a team that played together and faced a lot of challenges together, and that's how they become strong and solid and go on and conquer Europe. But when you sell half your team, then I don't see that happening. Bernardo Silva, Benjamin Mendy, Mbappe, who's left there? And they paid for it against Nice. For Neil, you can watch the empty spots in the game against Nice. You can watch that this team is not going to go far. I really hoped that they will keep these players. I really hope that the new strategy will keep going forward, because their run in the Champions League last year was so inspirational, and what they did in the semi-final was so great, even though they lost. I think they're going to have great results this year, and they might go far in La Ligue 1 and in Champions League, but I don't see them winning any titles with what they did this summer.
Well, going back to PSG, because they are for success, is their method ruining football, or was football just already ruined and they've just upped the ante by spending a ridiculous amount of money?
I think in order to become one of Europe's greatest, there's a lot more than just €500 million. There's a lot of history that you need to create. There's a lot of tradition. Here I stick to what I said a couple of months ago. There's a lot more than just money in order to become a great team in Europe. And I think PSG is so desperate for short-term results. They're so desperate for winning the Champions League this season that they're forgetting that. There's a lot more that you need to do in order to become one of Europe's greatest. Look at Real Madrid. Look at Manchester United. Look at Bayern Munich. They didn't do it overnight. They did it over years, and they spent money, but they also believed in their youngsters. They created a lot of legendary names. Barcelona did the same thing. PSG is forgetting that point, and so I think that for them, they have to remember that there's a lot more than money in this game, and I worry about them by the end of next year, because it seems like UEFA is keeping an eye on them, and if they don't get the money they spent this summer, if they don't get it back by next summer, they're going to be in a lot of problems, and UEFA is going to make an example out of PSG.
Oh, Firas, it's going to be a good season. No doubt we will speak to you very soon.